Morning, folks. How's it going? We are playing some more EverQuest today. We are trying to take advantage of the current EXP boost that we have going on right now. We are in Riftseeker Sanctum. This is on the Firiona V server. I've got my 3 characters here, my Rogue, my Berserker, and my Shadow Knight. I just moved a whole bunch of the Fabled equipment. I say a whole bunch, but it's basically all of the Fabled equipment. Just moved all of that over to my Shadow Knight, Rogue, and Berserker, so we could go ahead and get everyone geared up. This is what I was wanting to get all that Fabled gear for, so now we're just trying to get our characters to 75. Like I said, this is the Firiona V server. This is in Riftseeker Sanctum. This is on, this is part of the Omens of War expansion. But yeah, this is what I'm currently doing. This is probably, in my opinion, one of the best places to level here. So this is where I wanted to go ahead and take all of my characters to. Let's see how much experience we're getting. We've got the 50% EXP bonus, and we've got Lesson of the Devoted popped right now as well. So the EXP is very, very, very good. Did I say very? I mean very, very good. Like, in terms of perspective, this, like, the EXP really doesn't get any better than this, than Firiona V, because Firiona V has 100% EXP bonus already. And it also has free trade as well. So it's got, like, the best parts of Mischief, minus the fact that it doesn't have, like, the chaos loot, the random loot. But it is just very, very good experience. So we've got the 100% bonus from Firiona V, we have the 50% bonus from the current event, and we have Lesson of the Devoted popped. So 250% EXP bonus roughly. So at level 74, I'm getting, let's see how much EXP we're getting here. At level 74, I'm getting about 1% a kill. Kind of insane if you ask me. My 73 Ravager is getting anywhere from 2 to 2.5% a kill. So it's very, very good. And I apologize if you find switching between screens kind of jarring. I agree, it can be kind of jarring as well. That's why I tend to not record these videos very often, but I really wanted to get an extra recording in showing everyone kind of where I like to level around this point. So bear in mind, also it's kind of practice for the future Mischief server, but bear in mind, this is, 4 expansions? 4 or 5 expansions after what Mischief currently is. So, I mean, this is a little ways away as far as experience or what we're looking forward to from Mischief in a few expansions. Also, I won't be able to box on one computer anyways, but like I said, I just kind of wanted to give a brief idea for what it looks like to level in Riftseekers. We've got 5 characters here. We have I say 5 characters, 3 characters and 2 mercenaries, I should say. We've got our Berserker, Rogue, and Shadow Knight, and then we have a Rogue DPS mercenary and a healer mercenary, just kind of keeping us alive. Yeah, this is what the good old EXP grind looks like for me on these characters. I really just want to get them to 75 so we can play around with those Fable items that we got over the weekend, and hopefully what we're going to get today. we're gonna do this for a little bit. I don't want to do this for a super long time. I pretty much wanted to make sure I could hop on and just pop Lesson of the Devoted. Speaking of, let me pop Lesson of the Devoted for my Shadow Knight as well. Yeah, I just pretty much wanted to pop in, get my Lesson of the Devoted active. Always want to try to use that as often as possible. Unfortunately, did not EXP on these guys at all over the weekend. I just got super into Mischief, super into grinding Fableds. There is just a lot to do. Super good time, and like I said, as you can see here, I mean, this is easy enough to do. This is really easy just to kind of rotate between the two screens. You don't need any third-party programs for stuff like this, as long as you're just really good at alt-tabbing real quick. I know a lot of people will complain and say that boxing is too difficult, and most of the time I will agree with you. The reason this is so easy is because I've worked and practiced at getting used to it, but I'm also not doing a whole bunch of other stuff with my other characters. They're melee characters. I switch to them, I throw their auto attack on real quick, and thankfully you've got auto skill after a certain level in EverQuest, so like your character's basic attacks and functions, they'll just do on their own. And that's part of the base game of EverQuest, so that's not cheating. They implemented that later on. Like Berserkers will auto-skill Frenzy, Rogues will auto-skill Backstab, so we're still utilizing all of their abilities. And these monsters are dying incredibly fast. So we pretty much got the best possible system right here. It's crazy to see how fast we're leveling. And my Rogue is almost 74. It does kind of suck because I realized that Fabled Sword of Truth that I wanted to have my Rogue use, I noticed and paid attention that it is a primary only weapon. So my Rogue's not going to be able to backstab with that, which is kind of lame if you ask me. So we'll just have to play around with that, see how good it is. It's a novelty item. I mean, with the hit points and everything on it, it was meant to just be as much of a novelty item as possible. It's not meant to be equivalent to that of other level 75 items. It's meant to just be like, hey guys, look at me. We can finally use this item that's been in the game for, what, at this point, 4 years. But anyways, I digress. Getting us some EXP boost going on here. Shouldn't take us too long to get the Berserker and the Rogue to 75. And then we can really start playing around with that Fabled gear that we got. Which, by the way, there is a lot of really good Fabled gear. I did not stop to pay attention to see how good the Fabled Plane of Time gear, like the Fabled Quarm gear, is insane. For like comparison, the Fabled gear, for the most part, from like the elemental planes and the other bosses, they're up to like around 400, 420 hit points. That's good. It's really good. Not bad for level 75 equipment. The Fabled Plane of Time and Fabled Quarm gear has like 600 and 700 hit points on them. Almost twice as much as the other gear. It's kind of insane how much more hit points and stats that gear has on it, so I want to make sure that we're hitting Fabled Plane of Time as much as possible. So that is going to be really good once we get our characters geared up with that stuff. God, these guys are just dying so quick. I've got my Fabled gem-encrusted axe here from Fabled Plane of Water that you saw me get. Haven't even moved my augment over yet for that. Got a like Fabled chest guard of enchanted marble. We got some really good stuff here on our Shadow Knight. All in all, it ended up being like a 400 or so oh, sorry, 400. It ended up being like a 4,000 hit point improvement in just the Fabled gear. Because my Shadow Knight didn't have the best gear on anyways. He was wearing a whole bunch of level 70 gear. Most of it was like Dragons of Norath stuff. So most of that gear has like 300 to 350 hit points. The Fabled gear that I moved over to him has like 600, 500. So it's a lot. A lot of those stats are just... Let's get that aggro back here. Throw a harm touch on there. But yeah, this... definitely one of my favorite places to level. I wish that I could turn down the color of the entire zone, you know what I mean? I wish I could just take the color of the entire zone and dull it. It is a very, very bright zone, both blue and red. And I know the graphics probably look really bad right now. That's because I turned everything off. As far as, like, you even see me playing with the old school graphics here. This is all the, like, the pre-luclin character graphics. I've got most of the models turned off. I've got my characters looking kind of like potatoes, but I also decided to turn off the high definition graphics for no reason other than just I'm boxing right now, so it's not that big of a deal. It's not super necessary for me to have all that stuff active right now. This is normally what it looks like whenever I'm just playing solo or I'm just boxing. I don't have a lot of this stuff, different stuff active, because I usually got tons of other programs and everything running in the background. So I've never really had a reason to have all the good fancy graphics on unless I'm trying to record for a video. But in this case, I wanted to make sure I was able to still go ahead and... Ooh, we're going to get an ad from behind. That's fine. Like I said, I just wanted to kind of show you guys again what this looks like, but also what my characters can start doing with Fabled weapons. Like, we don't even have our Berserker or our Rogue equipped with all that Fabled gear. I just took some of the best stuff and slapped it on my Shadow Knight real quick, because he's the only one high enough to use those items. I'm really, really, really excited to get those items on my my alts. Speaking of, what are we at? 75%, not bad. This is really good experience with that bonus. And like I said, bear in mind, Therian of E is already a 100% EXP boost. I think for the longest time, Therian of E was meant to be a, not necessarily a test server, but I think it was meant to be an easier role-playing server so people can do the stuff that they want to here. I don't think they ever intended on this being a hardcore server anyways. Oh, here, let me do this. Maintain. Main assist. It's like, why are my mercenaries not assisting me? Oh yeah, I forgot. For mercenaries, they're potatoes until you actually set roles for your characters. What? Okay. Let's attack. There we go. Get the aggro back on me. Yeah, I've been having such a good time between the Mischief server and everything. I got a group with the guildies yesterday. That was pretty entertaining. We went through Plane of Valor. I got our hilarious wipe experience on recording that I'm just going to upload here in a little bit. It's kind of a short, goofy video of us trying to take on the Sleepwalker boss in Plane of Valor. It's like a level 67 or 68 boss in Plane of Valor. If you've ever been leveling in Plane of Valor, it's in the caves. It is a random boss. It's even marked as a raid boss, but it's definitely not. We were doing fine with our group of people, and I was the only level 65 in the group. And we pulled him, and we ended up getting an ad as well, and the ad is what killed us, because we ran out of steam halfway through the fight. I used all my disciplines, the shaman ran out of mana that was healing us, one of the boxes. We got to like 40%, and we died. And then I got to do my first corpse drag as a rogue in a really long time. Have not had one of those since the classic raiding days, so that was a really nice experience. I'm glad I at least got that on camera. Let's see, what is your experience? Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna hit 75 on the rogue. Just really excited to see what this loot looks like on our characters. It's gonna be awesome. There we go. We're getting there. Thankfully, this stuff here spawns pretty damn quick. So we basically never run out of loot. I don't even have to go up the stairs or any of the real annoying areas. I love Riftseeker's Sanctum if you're a part of a group and you can just sit there and have people pull to you. But navigating this with boxes, like all the jagged edges and everything all around, you will get caught on stuff so much. It's rather annoying, but it's just part of the game in this area. But at least whenever I'm boxing like this, I can just walk around on the lower floors and it's not too hard to navigate. There's not too much for us to get stuck on because we never really move more than a few feet at a time with our group. It's kind of nuts how much damage my Shadow Knight is starting to put out now, even just using a one-hander and a shield. Really curious once we get our hands on a couple of those Fabled Great Blade of Zek. Oh, that's gonna be hot. It's gonna be awesome. Putting out some really good damage. It's gonna be funny because I want to have one of those for both my Berserker and my tank. So they'll both be putting out insane damage. My Berserker is just going to be pulling some aggro because it's got an aggro perk on it. But that kind of damage is hard to pass. We usually... Do we want to go down? Yeah, we want to go down. Wait a second. Where am I going? Where am I going? There we go. There's that ugly little... Oh, okay, he's running. Those little Gerplins are so ugly. They're like little pugs. About to hit 75 on the road. I'm so annoyed that they made that Sword of Truth a primary only weapon. It's cool that you can use it, but damn, I'm sad that I can't backstab with it. Hello, let me target the enemy, please. Thank you. Getting some really good AA experience here. Oh, as they're running off, I'm just gonna see how much experience we get right here once it's dead. We're 20.8%. We're getting over 20% a kill AA experience here in Rift Seekers. That's insane. It's like, damn, how am I getting so many AAs so fast? I know I popped Lesson of the Devoted, but I guess between all the other stuff, that's why. Almost 74. Oh, sorry, almost 75. Zerker's almost 74. For reference, these are the weapons I'm using on my rogue. We've got Sister's Opulent Backstabber, which is base damage 27, fire damage +2, and Swift Cleave, the Flesh Carver. Pretty good weapons, but they are both from Depths of Dark Hollow. They are both weapons from Demi-Plane of Blood. So they are quite a bit behind the level 75 gear that we're going to be slapping on these guys. For reference, like that Fabled Scimitar from Valen Zek is like damage 54, delay 23. A dramatic jump in damage at that point. Oh, level 75. Boom. Let's get him some experience into 75. Yep, 2100 AAs. I would stop to start putting weapons on, but I want to make sure that we can get full use of our... ooh, what is attack? Oh. Want to make sure we can get full use of our Lesson of the Devoted here before it's completely gone. And for reference, guys, Lesson of the Devoted is a once every 14 or 15 hour AA ability that you can pop that for 30 minutes gives you 100% EXP boost. You can use it every 14 or 15 hours. It used to be every 24 hours. But between all the decreases and everything that they've added over time, it's like once every 14 hours now. Like I said, if I had been smart, I would have been doing that over the weekend to make sure that I can get my characters to 75, but I have just been so addicted to this stuff on Mischief, and I've been wanting to make sure I get all the Fabled content lockouts because those have a set lockout time, and we have a limited number of days before the event is over, so if we wait too long, we will miss out on a chance for those items. And something else I've been doing in the background that I haven't been recording, I've been working on leveling up a Berserker. We are going to have a level 120 Berserker within the next week or so. So can't wait to show you guys what that Berserker looks like. We're going to have a second level 120 character that's going to help us power level our other characters. Because the biggest problem that I found so far is being level 120 and trying to level up other characters. Enemies start being so difficult and so thick with hit points past level 110. It's very difficult to do that content without another 120 character. So if I've got a level 120 Berserker, a level 120 Rogue, I'll be able to have a level 120 tank with us as a mercenary and a level 120 healer with us. So everybody else in the group will just be there to help soak up the EXP. We're going to get the epic and everything on our Berserker. That's going to be a really good time. I didn't stop to look what kind of EXP we're getting. Okay. I want to get like around 20% into 75. I'll probably get more than that. I'll probably end up getting him really close to 76 and just stopping him there. Because I don't really want this group being leveled up too much. I want to keep them around level 75. Because with how I work with equipment and shit like that, if I get a character up to level 80, doesn't matter how much time I grinded or how much money I spent on getting good level 75 gear, I'm going to start wanting level 80 gear. Just because I'll have the ability to start using it, and I'm going to hate myself for that. The whole point that I got for this group was I wanted to get them up like around 75 or so, and then just cut them loose and see what kind of crazy content we can do with, you know, a tank, a couple of mercenaries, some DPS characters. I want to see what kind of stuff we can get away with, because we're destroying this zone. These guys are just dying incredibly quick. Like for reference, my rogue here just got like a triple backstab for over 6,000. Just destroying these guys. That's because of all the AAs that you get access to as you're leveling. And now that they increased it, that you get auto-granted AAs all the way up to level 110, you automatically just knock out like a solid chunk of like 30 to 40,000 AAs on your character that you'll never have to worry about grinding. So the best part is you get to enjoy more of the fun game, actually just leveling up and just getting those AAs as you go. It's going to be funny in a couple of years once all of this stuff, all the way up through like Torment of Valius and Terror of Luclin, once these start going free to play, because normally once they're free to play, you start getting auto-granted those AAs. So by that time, you're going to have, like, depending on the class, if you're like a hybrid class, like a Shadow Knight or a Berserker, you'll have like 55,000 AAs at that point. I'm really excited to see a Berserker at level 120 with all of those AAs and just kind of see the cool stuff I can do with the Berserker. Because Berserkers are like the exact opposite of Rogues in terms of damage. They're still, I think they're the top tier damage, like they're even better than Rogues at that point, because Berserkers really start coming into their own after like level 90, and they are just absolute beasts with the damage that they can put out. So I'm really, really happy with the idea that we're going to be getting our Berserker up to 120, and then we're going to start being able to do some content with the Berserker instead. Or I guess in addition to. I like how our faction with Overlord Matamurim is going up while this is happening. and it can't get any better. We're still in Scowling. It would be really cool if, like, part of the thing that they added for most of these bosses, if they allowed you to get, like, into an amiable faction with these bosses, and it gives you quests, where instead of killing those big bosses as, like, final bosses for the expansion, you get quests for them instead. I'm sure most people would still choose to beat those final bosses, but how cool would that be? Imagine a guild full of people with, like, they're amiable towards Overlord Matamuran, and instead of killing him, we joined him. How cool would that be? Okay, so his buff is gone, that's why his EXP kind of slowed down. His is also gone. Okay, so the only one I've got going still is my Shadow Knight. Didn't realize we'd already been playing for 30 minutes. Some of our little ads here. Okay, so now that our Lesson of the Devoted is just about used, using up those AAs, there we go. Okay, so now that our Lesson of the Devoted is about used, let's put on some Fabled gear. Find item. Ooh, we're about to put on some really, really big stats. Stone of Time, Hammer of Crushing Waves, Veil of the Inferno. Ooh, these are crazy stat boost for us. Look at that, we've already jumped like 5,000 hit points at this point. Let's see what is better here. That's 2.455. This is 2.56, so Fabled Hammer of Crushing Waves, plus we get the cool graphic. We can't use that anyways, so... Yeah, that's nuts. Just in the stat difference between the Fabled Silver Hoop of Speed and the Fabled Hoop of Chaos. 300 hit point difference. Leggings of Fiery Might. Lunar Fungus Scaled Tunic. That's a big boy upgrade, plus the HP regeneration on it. Oh, losing quite a bit of attack there, though, so... Come on. Where were we? Ooh, wow, that's a really big upgrade for there. Fabled Veil of Flames. Okay, that's still better. Okay, come on. We want our illusion items to be next to each other. Okay. And just because, God, that is a shame that it's 1.29 and this is 1.36, 1.73. Okay, so we're gonna see what kind of damage we can put out. Too bad we have to put that in our primary slot, but we're gonna do it anyways. Probably losing a fuckload of damage here, not using a dagger to backstab, but I'm like hardly ever slashing at all. You know, I'm gonna laugh if my one-hand slashing was like never upgraded. No, it's max, okay. I was gonna say, I think that's my biggest worry, is that I never fully upgraded my one-hand slashing. Oh wow, my slashes are hitting for like 1800. Oh, I know what weapon I was planning on using. Fabled Jagged Time Forge Blade. I've had that just sitting here. We need to pull. Yeah, we don't have an augment on that one. Ooh, damn, that's dying quick. Using some big boy weapons now. Crazy how much better our damage starting to be now that everyone's using level appropriate level 75 items. Can't wait to see once we get those big boy two-handed weapons for our Shadow Knight and our... Ooh, what are you doing? Why are you trying to summon me? For our Shadow Knight and our Berserker, we're going to be putting out some really insane damage. So for reference, y'all, these are the weapons I'm using. Fabled Jagged Time Forge Blade, damage 49, delay 20. And Fabled Hammer of Crushing Waves, damage 64, delay 25. So, you know what's good whenever the piercing weapon almost has the same damage delay ratio as the secondary weapon that is like a non-piercing item. My Berserker's starting to put out some really good damage too. I don't even think we have any Fabled two-handed weapons for him to use. Maybe I'm wrong. Did I move? Find item. Nope. It's got to be here on our Shadow Knight. Let's see here. Cudgel of Cowardly Death. Black Blade of Tormenting. Oh, that's definitely not. Yeah, I really don't have any good two-handed Fabled weapons. Because, I mean, that's a Fabled weapon. That's decent. The Fabled Ancient Prismatic Brawl Stick, it'll be good for Avatar, but that's really terrible stats. So we have yet to actually get any really good Fabled weapons for our two-hander boys. So we're going to have to find some two-handed Fabled weapons. Somebody was telling me Soul Road Tower, there's like one of the wing bosses that will drop a really good Fabled two-handed weapon for us, but it's still not Plane of Time tier. I want like Elemental Plane or Even the Fabled Great Blade of War. Because those are going to be pretty much the best level 75 items that we can find. Let's see. Fabled. Fabled Blade of the Tempest. Great. I guess not. There's a Blade of War ornament? What? That's cool. Fuck, I'm gonna have to pick up some of those. I didn't realize there was an ornament for that. There's not even one for sale as far as like the Fabled Blade. Wow, yeah, so I'm gonna have to make sure we buy us some Blade of War ornaments. I didn't realize that was a thing. That's really cool, because I want to have all my two-handed weapons look like that. I always thought that was one of the best two-handed weapon looking graphics. Almost 74. I kind of want to stick around and do this until my Zerker is 75. Fuck. Did we seriously not aggro the other one? That's kind of strange. That didn't happen very often. Oh, we did. Okay. Yeah, because we're killing so quick now just from the one little weapon upgrade for my rogue. I say one, but that was two massive weapon upgrades. We went from a piercing weapon that was damage 27 to damage 49. Our backstabs are doing more than, well, almost a full twice as much. Oh, you stupid ass pet. Pull you over here. There we go. How did we get you guys like this? There we go. This has just been crazy good experience here. Are we coming down here too early? No, okay. Oh, here comes the ugly ass little Gerplin dude. Go ahead and plan on him aggroing. Could you please stop casting and come after me? Thank you. That's the annoying thing about these casters. Whenever they summon, they will just stop and then summon me. Okay, let's finish off. There we go. They'll stop and summon me, and then it turns my characters that I just have auto following me, because auto follow is garbage. But it's the only way I can do this without trying to use some third-party programs. And as I've said many times before, I am not about to just set my account up for failure. There we go. I'm ready to get some fancy pants two-handed weapons. I'm telling you guys, it's going to be awesome. It's really hard to convince myself to stop leveling here right now, because I know soon we're going to be losing that 50% EXP bonus. And I really am going to be kicking myself later if I don't get my Zerker to 75 beforehand, because that EXP grind is 50% easier right now than ever. And if I wait, then I'm just gonna be like, oh man, I should have just used that. What is this? Oh. I forgot that I had this. Bottle of Hastened Adventure 3. So we're going to use one of these as well. Get us a net 100% EXP bonus. That's another boost for 30 minutes. Anywho's, we're going to go ahead and call it good here, folks. Otherwise, it's just going to be another, 30 minutes of me mumbling to myself while I'm trying to level up my group. Unless that's just something you're into, which, hey, if you like that, you must really like my content, because that's what a lot of it is. Anywho's, guys, we're going to go ahead and call it quits here for now. I will chop up the video. I'll get some stuff uploaded. I already have a full week's worth of videos set aside and ready to go. So we'll have some content for the whole next week, folks. Anyways, thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.